Hello, everyone. Welcome to my live stream. I hope you've had a wonderful day. It is, I believe it's Friday for me. It is 11 a.m. Welcome. So what are we talking about? We're talking about money flow. Essentially, we're talking about money. My goal is to challenge you so that you can have prosperity continuously. You can identify economic booms, ride those booms, and build generational wealth. Now, you cannot build generational wealth unless you avoid the typical money traps. And there's a lot of money traps that are out there that basically hoodwinks you and keeps you from building the wealth that you want. So what do? I focus on history. I focus on current events. I focus on business cycles and economic cycles, and I attempt to explain it in the most simple way to get you to see that money doesn't disappear, money moves, money flows, and if you pivot and you adapt and you stay dynamic when it comes to your prosperity, then you will fare on the side of prosperity. Now, I have a moderator. I want to state this for the record because people come to me after my live stream asking me why you got muted. You should be happy you didn't get booted, okay? My moderator plans my talking points. If you hear me tap that screen, my moderator plans my talking points. I don't know what I'm talking about until my moderator debriefs me. So what does that mean? This is not some random person that's muting or blocking. This is a person who is equally, if not more, invested in this platform that we're building. So if you get muted, please do not take it personally. That is our nice nudge to tell you to focus, because for some reason it appears that the comments are distracting the audience. Next, if you get blocked, that means you didn't abide by the rules and kick rocks. Last but not least, feel free to leave comments, but your comments need to be on topic. You can disagree with me, but if you're disagreeing with me to disrupt my live stream, you will be muted and or blocked, okay? This is not entertainment. This is very informational and heavy educational. If you are not ready for me, I would suggest that you scroll. I am intense. I am objective. Hello, money. I am focused on money, and I want you to keep your preferences out of my live stream. Keep your feelings, keep your religious, keep your political, and keep your gender preferences. Keep it at the door. This is solely about money. I don't want to hear any BS, okay? We have some very serious topics that I need to discuss, and I will not be distracted by people trying to have their own conversations or do self-promotion in my live stream. If you're cool with that, let's get started. Now I need you to tap the screen. I give some hard-hitting information, and I really challenge how you think and how you view things, and hopefully how you make decisions. In return, what I ask for is a consistent, steady stream of hearts. I'm giving you my love, and I'm asking you for your love in return. That is how we vibe. If you have a problem with this, just scroll. All right. Now I have three sections to my live stream. The first, I focus on the stock market. Okay. Hi, Glenn. I focus on the stock market just to give you a different point of view and perspective. I want you to start asking the hard questions when it comes to your money and how you leverage your money. That is the purpose of me talking about the stock market. The second portion of my live stream, I actually go into some in-depth topics, and I'm going to be asking you some very difficult questions. Hello, Louis. Some very difficult questions just to challenge you to see if we can step up your money game and your understanding of the money flow. And the last portion of my live stream is when I tell you how we are ramping up, taking people from $0 to $10,000 in 30 days off of a 2-hour workday. What am I saying? You can learn how to pay your bills off of a 2-hour workday. That's what I said, from 0 to 10,000 in the month of May. Pay your bills off of a 2-hour workday in an industry that's booming. So my name is Tara. I am a digital nomad. I am from the United States. I lived in Silicon Valley for over 20 years, and now I'm traveling the world. I'm streaming from Vietnam right now. About a month and a half ago, I was in Malaysia. You got any other questions? Keep it on topic. Now, the stock markets. The stock markets have been trading flat. Now, I'm going to tell you what I've been telling everyone all week long. I'm going to tell you what I've been telling people all week long. The stock market trading flat is a good thing. The reason why it's a good thing is because it's giving you an accurate reflection, hello, mama, of what's going on in the U.S. economy. One, Cosmo effect. 1, 2, 3, you're gone. Welcome to my live stream. I told you, you don't stay on topic, you will get muted or blocked. You just witness it. The stock market's actually trading in truth. It's trading as a direct reflection of what is happening with the U.S. economy. Now, yesterday I explained that the U.S. economy had a negative 0.03 growth, which essentially is flat. So if the U.S. economy is essentially flat, below zero, a little bit below zero, then you should not be surprised by what the stock market is doing, because the stock market is supposed to tell you the truth. Now, guys, I'm just getting started. I know and you know, how many people's in this live stream? 300. I got 300 people in my live stream. If you know me, you know what I expect. And if you don't know me, now you know me. I need you to tap that screen. Don't tell me about my skin. I need you to tap the screen. All right, I'm just getting started. You have no idea what I'm getting ready to go into, and you need to get excited. I'm a demanding woman because I'm intelligent. You're not going to get this from any other live stream, so work with me, okay? Work with me. Now, Amazon. We're talking about stock markets trading flat, and I'm going to segue over. I'm going to give you some reasons why the stock market is trading flat. Does anyone know how Amazon performed for Q1? Okay, does anyone know how Amazon has performed revenue goals, profit goals for Q1? Come on now. How do you think they performed? This is the time where you leave me a comment, not about my skin, not about my teeth, not about my hair. We're talking about money. How do you think Amazon has performed for Q1? Stocks, revenue, you tell me. Tell me about their performance. Tell me about their performance. What do you think? How do you think Amazon, how do you think Amazon performed? Not good? Okay, James. Anyone else? Below expectations. Okay, Diva. Hello, welcome. Anyone else? Neither. Hi, Lindy. Welcome. Welcome. Solid. Revenue is down. No. Amazon actually for Q1, yes, Maddie, Amazon for Q1 actually beat expectations. Amazon beat expectations. Now, I'm going to ask you why. Why do you think in the midst of a flat trading stock market, in the midst of the U.S. economy slowing down, why do you think Amazon front loading? Okay, Seymour Facts, tell me more. Why do you think Amazon performed strong for Q1? Come on now, tap and talk. We can do both. We are human beings, guys. We are humans. We can think and tap. Tell me why you think data centers, okay, beyond because of TikTok. Come on. Nah, they must be, come on. People are trying to, wait a minute. Jesus. Jesus did it. Jesus said they were attempting to beat the tariffs. Did you hear that? Jesus or Jesus, I'm not sure which one, forgive me, he called it. A few weeks ago, I told you that banks actually made, Jesus is right, banks made a lot of money in Q1 because a lot of companies were ramping up, stocking up their inventory in anticipation of tariffs. What do I mean? It means people were buying a lot more to bring it into the U.S. because they expected the tariffs to come. That also boosted the profits of banks. So banks that provided loans to companies or individuals that were importing into the United States, banks made a lot of loan revenue by encouraging people, businesses to stockpile before the Trump's tariffs. Now, all right, here's the next thing. I got a question for all of you. Who is the largest reseller? The company I work for bought a lot of stock. There you go, Diva. Who is the largest? Which country is the largest reseller? on Amazon. Yeah, I went right in, guys. I'm still on the stock market, okay? Bear with me. Which country? Nope. Which country is the largest? I'm an accounting student, but never heard of any of these inside. Thank you, thank you. Natto. China. All right, now you're ready for me. You're ready for me. If China is the largest reseller on Amazon, would you like to take a guess as far as what's going to happen to Amazon sales and profits? Come on now, you can do this. Come on now, tap that screen. Tell me what. If Amazon, and Walmart too, thank you, Jay. If Amazon's largest reseller is China, what's going to happen to Amazon? Thank you. Plummet. They're going to plummet. Why am I talking to you about this? I'm telling you right now, Amazon has grown to the beast that it is, not because it's been innovating, not because U.S. consumers are per se buying a lot. We've been buying a lot because China has been enabling us to have the purchasing power that we've grown accustomed to. Our current administration has cut off our access to the country that's providing you with the goods at the price that you can afford. So now that China and the U.S. are doing Hunger Game battles and there are import-export problems as far as tariffs, you get to see in advance the future of Amazon. What I'm telling you is that Amazon has had inflated growth, all because of its reliance on another country, on another continent that helped, thank you, Lindy, that helped boost its profits. I am essentially telling you, bottom line, the beast that you know is not truly the beast that you think it is. It's been propped up by a completely different country. Now, you have to ask, the U.S. government knew this. Do we agree? Tap that screen. Come on now. Don't fade on me. I'm just getting started. Thank you for the gift. Don't fade on me. Come back to me. Tap that screen. When you tap, I know you're with me. When you tap, you know that with me. Why would the U.S. government allow a company that's U.S. born and bred to be so heavily reliant on another country that we, when the wind blows, determines it's an ally or an enemy? Listen to what I'm saying. Why would the U.S. government allow one of our companies to be reliant on another country that every time it suits us, money, thank you, Lindy. 1 minute China's our friend, the next minute it's our enemy. It doesn't make sense. And to me, when it doesn't make sense, something is wrong. Now, if I was Amazon, I'm talking to Amazon. Amazon, if I were you, I would start restructuring really quickly. If I was an executive board of directors at Amazon, instead of me holding my breath, hoping that every China owns, oh, Linda, we're getting to that. Linda, I'm getting to that, Linda. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. Linda Maloney, I'm getting to that. You see, our administration is telling you that there's security concerns. Listen to me. I'm just getting started with you. Tap that screen. The U.S. government, hello, welcome, is telling you that we have security concerns with China. Yet, Amazon has built its business off of Chinese resellers. Did you hear me? If it doesn't make sense, something is wrong. How can we have security concerns when we have had strong capitalistic business relations with another superpower called China? Something does not make sense. You have allowed this great superpower nation to penetrate our capitalistic society, and now when it's inconvenient, they're not our ally. We have security concerns. That doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so what's happening with Amazon? Amazon, they have questions about Q2. What questions could you possibly have about Amazon and Q2? Everything snowballed and now has momentum than the. You're correct, Lindy. You're correct. You're worried about Amazon's quarterly 2 profits. You shouldn't be worried about it. Unless the tariffs disappear completely, tell me how Amazon is going to weather this. Unless the tariffs go back to what they originally were, and Amazon can get back to business as usual, how is Amazon going to justify not meeting its quarterly targets? People are saying they're questioning what's going to happen to Q2. That's not a question. That's common sense. If Amazon does not have the product to sell, and it does not have the product to sell at the right price, either the U.S. government is going to give a subsidy to Amazon to keep the prices the same, or Amazon is going to start folding on top of itself. It's going to collapse on itself. Now, how can Amazon could possibly survive by using robots, humanoid robots, and more automations. Amazon could survive if it restructured, and thank you for the gift, and used humanoid robots and more automations versus humans. But that would mean Amazon would have to lay off the majority of its workforce. Have I lost y'all? Tap that screen. Amazon has some hard decisions to make. If it wants to survive, I'm talking to you, Amazon, you got to decide how you want to look in the future. Are you going to rely on human labor and run the risk of not being the Amazon that you have become? Or are you going to hightail it over to humanoid robots and automations and have a minimal human workforce if you want to survive and meet profit targets? That's what I see. You can agree or disagree. Now, here's my next question. U.S. private payroll. What do you think has happened to U.S. private payroll? Okay, I'm talking to you about why the stock market is trading flat. What has happened? What has happened to U.S. private payroll? Now, payroll is basically that. Private companies that are paying your salaries if you're an employee. What has happened to private payroll? Come on now, tap that screen. The investors are going to be pissed at you for telling the truth. Rams, you're probably right. Oh, Rams, you're probably right. That's why I should shut up, guys. If you want me to shut up, let me know. Does anyone want me to stop talking? Does anyone want me to stop talking? Let me know if you want me to shut it. Do you want me to shut my mouth? No, thank you. Thank you. No, thank you. What has happened with private payroll? Okay, there has been a payroll report that's been released. Has private payroll gone up or has private payroll gone down? Gone down the drain. Thank you, Linda. Now, guys, what does this mean? Private payroll going down means they're not hiring the way you hope. What you suspected about jobs is the truth. They're not hiring. It's about a 50% plus decline. Did you hear me? It's about a 50% plus decline in private payroll. So when I tell y'all you need to get your own business, some of y'all are not listening to me and slap. Private payroll has decreased by almost 50%. Now, what does that mean? When private payroll is dropping that fast and companies are freezing on firing, that means those of you who have a job, let me tell you what companies do. Those of you who happen to be fortunate enough to still have a job, let me tell you what employers will do. Employers will make you work more, work harder, do the jobs of 2 to 4 people, and you better not ask for time off, a raise, or a promotion. You need to follow me. When you choose to subject yourself to working for an employer at a time where the private employment is decreasing, it was under private employer, yes, decreasing, and they've laid off people, you, if you want to keep your job, must be ready, willing, and able to work the jobs of 2 to 4 people. That is the problem when you don't work for yourself. You understand me? Tap that screen. So when I'm telling you, okay, we told you there's hiring freezes, private payroll has dropped. I'm telling you what the future is based off of facts. But here's the thing. It's not modern day slavery. Slavery is when you don't have a choice. Hold on now. Someone said this is modern day slavery. This is not modern day slavery. You are choosing. You are choosing to put yourself in financial circumstances in which you are exploited. I need you to sit with that. You cannot blame a company for exploiting you because you want the safety, you want to be under a canopy of another business. So when you are being worked 12, 18-hour days because the hiring has slowed and now they expect you to do more, you have consciously made a decision to not capitalize on an economic boom. I guess you don't get out much. No, Tina, I don't get out much. I don't get out much, Tina. And guess what? You just got blocked. I want you to know this. That is the purpose of my live stream. My live stream is to teach you how to critically think and how to be a present mind and body when you make a decision that impacts your financial prosperity. So if you choose to get on the train of employment during a time where there's a recession, during a time where private hiring has slowed, you are choosing to subject yourself to circumstances that will not pay you your value. Now, if you don't know your value, I'm going to tell you you're priceless. You don't choose that. Okay? So you have employment that's dropped. Thank you, Lisa. Employment that's dropped by over private employment. Private payroll has dropped by more than 50%. Okay? Now, another reason. Our good old friend Apple. Apple. Apple barely beats quarterly targets. Thank you, Lisa. I'm going to repeat this. Apple iPhone barely beats. Do you know why Apple was able to meet its quarterly revenue barely? Now I'm going to tell you, it's not because of the Apple iPhone. Why do you think Apple was able to meet its quarterly profit targets? It's not because of the iPhone. Why? How did Apple make its money? How did Apple make its money? Okay, come on now. China just announced a possible deal. We'll see. How did Apple meet its quarterly profit targets? Election, okay, subscriptions, all right. I am always right. You're moving in the right direction. It's services, extras. There you go. Dan, it's extras. What are we talking about? We're talking about services. Apple provides services. It repairs phones. It has Apple Pay. So Apple was actually stock buyback. Engineer investor, you're probably right. You're right on that too. Apple was able, I'm always right. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. Listen, Apple, I want you to listen to me. You would think that Apple was making its money off of the iPhone. Come back to me. Tap that screen, guys. You got to come back. Do I have to have my moderator come in and start muting? If you don't want my moderator on 10 and start muting, I need you to focus. Did you hear me? If you don't want my moderator to come in on 10, I need y'all to focus, tap that screen, and answer my question. If Apple did not make its revenue off of the Apple iPhone and it's relying on services, that should tell you something. Okay? Apple was built off of innovation and technology. I'm telling you that Apple met its quarterly targets off of services, not the iPhone. That in itself is revealing. Are you with me? Okay? Next, Apple is being pursued by the Department of Justice. I just told you that Apple met its quarterly targets off of services like Apple Pay. Now, I'm telling you that the Department of Justice is after Apple because of Apple Pay. So what do you think is going to happen to Apple in Q2 and Q3? I told you this is a thinking live, okay? Apple barely met its quarterly targets, okay? It barely met it. It met it off of services. Now I'm telling you, the Department of Justice is coming after Apple because of Apple Pay. It's going to decrease. So they're going down. Thank you. Thank you. Okay? Now here is the pickle. Here is the problem. Apple is a part of our tech titans. Apple is one of the companies with their market cap, with their sales, that's supposed to be one of the stallions, the horses that are supposed to pull the ox that's supposed to pull the U.S. economy out of this decline. So if you have the Department of Justice coming after Apple, they are cash rich. But here's the thing, I'm always right. They're only cash rich as long as they have the cash. I'm always right. Where are you, my friend? Hold on. I'm always right. Where are you? They're only cash rich if they have the cash. If they're using the money to fight, thank you. If they're using the money to fight the Department of Justice, that means that their money, their cash riches are being siphoned off to fight cases that do not make sense.
Negative free cash flow.
It's negative cash flow. They closed my Apple Pay. I can never use it again. They're hemorrhaging money, not because they're not good at what they do. They're hemorrhaging money because they're essentially being tied up with lawyer fees. That is another form of sabotage. Are you with me? So when I tell you I'm here to challenge your thinking, just because you're cash rich today, if you happen to fall into some type of money pit, cash flow money pit, and you're being targeted, you go from being cash rich to cash poor. Why? Because your money is being sucked from you. They're in a choke. Thank you, Queen. Thank you. So Apple has a huge lobby in the U.S. government. They will bribe their way out. I want to see it because I'm always right. If they could do it, it would be working.
True.
I'm going to repeat. I'm always right. I'm always right said they're going to do it. Huh? Someone's paying higher. If what you said was true and it's working, they wouldn't be going through this situation. Do we agree or do we disagree on this? All right. Now I'm moving on. The Dow Jones went up 0.21%. NASDAQ went up 1.52%, and the S&P 500 went up 0.63%. So I have this conversation with you guys because I want you to see that there is a trend, there is a pattern. The U.S. economy is slowing down, but the U.S. economy is slowing down at a rate that you can't even imagine because you have the Department of Justice going after Google, going after Apple. Who's the next company? Meta? And they're going after Meta. So if our Titan tech titans,
don't forget NVIDIA, the export,
and NVIDIA, if they're being pursued through the Department of Justice or trade policies, do you see what I see? NVIDIA's being hit by trade policies. Meta, Apple, Google? Meta, Apple, and Google are being pursued by the Department of Justice.
and then Tesla and NVIDIA.
And Tesla had a death cross signal. Amazon is, so do you see what I see? The companies, the OGs, the original, that started off in the 2000s with the tech boom. Okay, to the tech boom. You are watching them. They're getting swept. They're getting swept like something came and kicked them at the ankles, and they're purposely being economically crippled. Now, what does this mean for you? This means you got to get on the ball for your own prosperity. Is any watching the BS? No, we're watching you get blocked though. I am always right. Meta and Nvidia collaborate with China covertly. That's why they're under scope. But hold on. I'm going to come back to that because I'm always right. I'm always right. I'm always right. That doesn't make sense. What you're saying is true, but it doesn't make sense because the U.S. government has allowed China to buy private equity, our assets. Listen to me. You're telling me Nvidia has collaborated covertly with China, but the U.S. government allowed China to penetrate our economy and buy our assets. So what you're saying doesn't make sense. You can't have it both ways. How is it that China owns a good portion of the U.S., but they're the ones that's collaborating? Come on, guys. You got to push it. You got to push it. You got to push it. I'm pushing your mind. Okay? I'm pushing your mind. We'll see. Now, I'm switching gears. I'm moving over to Saudi Arabia. All right? Now that I got y'all going, we're moving over to Saudi Arabia. We're moving over to Saudi Arabia. All right? I'm switching gears. I'm moving over to the second portion of my live stream where we're going to do a bit of a deep dive. Now, Saudi Arabia. A few weeks ago, there was a Goldman Sachs economist, a no-named economist, that basically said that they were worried, questioning Saudi Arabia's ability to pull through economically because Saudi Arabia had lowered oil prices. They basically said that Saudi Arabia's oil industry was tanking. Now, Saudi Arabia, I told you, lowered prices because it was no different than Amazon having a cyber sale or Walmart having a Black Friday sale. I want to repeat. A Goldman Sachs economist that has no name but a brain and a mouth went onto the media and said that Saudi Arabia's oil industry was tanking, all because Saudi Arabia chose to lower its oil prices, which is no different than Amazon having a sale. Now, let me tell you what's happening with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia's GDP expands by 2.7%. Now, the U.S. GDP has declined by negative 0.03%. I'm going to repeat this. This Goldman Sachs economist who is upset because Saudi Arabia chose to lower its oil prices basically tried to say that Saudi Arabia was tanking. Let me tell you what's tanking. The U.S. economy grew by negative 0.03%. Saudi Arabia's GDP expands by 2.7% in Q1. Now, what does it mean? Those of you who are watching me, I talked to you about money flow. I told you that money does not disappear. Money moves. I told you yesterday in the past couple of days that money is leaving the U.S. and is flowing someplace else. Now, based upon what I've showed you today, where would you guess money is flowing? Positive money flow. Come on now. I've made it as simple as possible. The U.S. GDP economy is slowing. Okay, it went a little negative. Which country, all ones and zeros, which country looks like money is flowing? Saudi. Thank you. This is about perspective. You see, it doesn't matter what institutional investors say. Money talks. Money talks. Money talks. The stock market right now is telling you that the U.S. economy is in the ICU. That's what the U.S. stock market's telling you. The U.S. stock market's saying, red alert, something is wrong. Now, Saudi Arabia, 2.7% growth. Now, if we actually get rid of oil, if we looked at Saudi Arabia's GDP without oil, the non-oil activities increased by 4.2%. Listen to me. If you remove oil out of Saudi Arabia's GDP and you focus on non-oil activities, it went up by 4.2%. Tap, 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 tap. Some of you guys are sleeping. How many people in my live stream?
Almost 400.
I got 400 people in my live stream. You and I both know you better bring it for me. I have high expectations. You need to start tapping that screen. This is no excuse. I got 400 people here. I'm illustrating to you that you're wondering what's happening to the U.S. I am telling you that money is flowing out of the United States of America. Saudi Arabia cannot do without oil revenues. Really? Then how is it that their GDP grew by 4.2% with non-oil activities? Hold on. If what you're saying is true, how is it that if you remove non-oil activities, Saudi Arabia's GDP grew by 4.2%? Give it to me. Bring it to me. See, that's the problem. Y'all think that because Saudi Arabia got rich off of oil, that's all they can do. No. Y'all need to think. You're watching me. You need to think. You think because the U.S. is a one-trick pony, that other countries are one-trick ponies. No, when you understand money flow and you understand economic and business cycles and you master economic booms and you ride economic booms, you shift. The problem is that the U.S. waits until something goes wrong instead of it fixing the problem when the signs appear. I'm going to say this again. The history, economics, and business cycles, it gives signs. I told you money talks. Now, if you don't speak money, I speak money. I speak cash. And cash will show you what is happening. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the U.S. economy has been showing signs that things are not right. Thank you for the gift. So do not be surprised when a country like Saudi Arabia, that yes, it got rich off of oil. It got rich because U.S. investors and professors came down there and helped them tap into the region. Saudi Arabia has no interest in sliding back into the past. Now, the U.S. will keep raising department ceiling, maybe. But the U.S. is sliding back into manufacturing jobs, and Saudi Arabia is moving to the future. I'm going to say this again. President Trump is bringing you manufacturing jobs. Now, I don't do that. I use my mouth. I use my brain. I do not do manual labor. He is working to bring you blue-collar jobs. And I'm telling you, Saudi Arabia had a 4.2 growth in its GDP from non-oil activities. So my question to you is as follows. Who looks like they know what they're doing? Which country looks like they are mastering economic booms, money flow? Which country? I made it very simple. The proof is in the fact. The proof is in the numbers. Which country looks like they are managing their investments, their technology, and the future prosperity of their country? Which one is meant? Thank you. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I am right. You're getting muted. I am always right. I want y'all to witness this. I want you to witness this. Does anyone want to tell I am right why he got muted? Anyone who watches me, do you know why I am right, always white, just got muted? I am always right got muted because instead of him taking this fire of me lighting his booty up, I lit his booty up. And what he did, he booty scooted. He went from one topic off of the other because I got his ass. You can't do that. If we gonna dance, we gonna dance. You can't just buck out on me. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you can't change the subject all because you don't like what I just said. You got to pay attention. You can't talk about something else. I'm talking about Saudi Arabia. I'm talking about Saudi Arabia. They are doing something right. Money is flowing there. Their GDP is going up. This isn't about taking sides. This is about understanding economic booms and money flow. This is about you understanding that money is leaving the United States of America due to economic policies, due to sabotage, due to neglect. That is what this is about. I am not going to chase your ass around like Tom and Jerry because you can't handle what the hell I'm saying. Do I make myself clear? Do I make myself clear? Saudi Arabia is growing. So let me tell you what that signals globally. That signals to international investors to pour your money in Saudi Arabia, not in the U.S. When the international investors look at how an economy is growing, and that is how they choose where they're going to invest their money. If Saudi Arabia magically released an article, thank you for the gift. They magically released an article telling the world about their GDP growth right when the U.S. announced its timing. Listen to me. The U.S. announced its GDP growth, its negative GDP growth. As soon as the U.S. finished that sentence, Saudi Arabia made an announcement, released information about their growth. Do you not find that odd? I tell you about timing. As soon as the U.S. finished its sentence about its negative GDP growth, Saudi Arabia said, aha, guess what? I'm here, bitches. Look at me. Look at me. So when you look at money flow, Saudi Arabia came in like, we are where you want to be. Put your money with me. The U.S. is declining, but my market, my country is hot. This is how you steal the game. This is how you get the money flow. So what does it mean? The U.S. has set itself up to be knocked off number one place. There is no reason why another country can slide up and say, look, you may be negative, but I'm positive over here. Government activities in Saudi Arabia increased by 3.2%. Right time, right place. They put themselves in the right place. Jacob, they put themselves at the right place because the U.S. gave them the right time to do it. I want to be clear. It's about opportunity. The U.S. set itself up for Saudi Arabia to position itself and say, hey, we understand free trade. We understand money flow. We understand the future. Do you hear Saudi Arabia saying, I'm bringing manufacturing jobs back? No, you don't hear Saudi Arabia talking about bringing manufacturing jobs back. You hear Saudi Arabia talking about renewable energy, talking about hydrogen power. Listen to what I'm saying. The U.S. is talking about America first, not alone. And we're bringing manufacturing jobs back. The U.S. is also giving a reprieve to auto manufacturers, correct? President Trump has given some form of reprieve to the auto industry in the U.S. Do you know that sounds crazy? Who wants to start building cars again? Who wants to go back to Detroit and start building cars again? I'm going to repeat. President Trump has given some form of a reprieve to auto car manufacturers in the U.S. For critical parts. That means they want you working on a goddamn factory line. Do you hear Saudi Arabia saying, I'm bringing manufacturing jobs back? No. No. If digital technologies are the future, if AI, quantum computing, humanoid robots, automations, e-learning, if all of that is the future, why in Sam hell is someone actually saying the words manufacturing in the U.S. unless we're going back in time? It makes no sense. And to me, when it doesn't make sense, that means there's a lie in there. There's a lie in there. It's not going to make money. U.S. labor costs too much. You got too many opinions. You got too many feelings. You have too many rights. Listen, I love America, but we cost money. Our freedom of speech, okay, our rights cost money to a business. And when we cost that amount of money, we eat into profits. And no one starts a business to lose profits. They don't start a business to lose profits. So what type of companies would be willing to manufacture in the U.S. and suffer profit losses? This is a tricky question. Listen to me. The U.S. economy is based off of free trade. The U.S. economy is based off of free trade. Free trade means maximum profits. That means that's why labor unions were started. You're hearing President Trump say he's bringing manufacturing jobs back to a country with labor costs that are high. What type of business would agree to come back to manufacture to the U.S. and have minimal profits? It's called state-owned, state-subsidized companies. Listen to me. U.S. companies are in business. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you. Thank you so much. Are in business for profits. If these big corporations are willing to come back to manufacture in the U.S., that means they're either doing it because they plan on not making any profits, which defeats the purpose of the stock market, or they're going to be getting subsidies or interference by the U.S. government. So in my opinion, that looks like a state-owned corporation. And a state-owned corporation is what type of economy? What type of country? When businesses are state-owned, controlled, funded. What type of country is that? Come on now. Where are you? Tap, tap, tap and answer me. Hello, Pennsylvania. Welcome. What type of country is that? Thank you. Thank you. So what I'm trying to tell you is that we, the United States of America, are making moves that are contrary to our Constitution and contrary to free trade and contrary to capitalism. You can gnaw on that. You can gnaw on that. I follow the money flow. I look at actions and authoritarian. Thank you. I look at that. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. How is Saudi Arabia thriving and growing? And we are not benefiting from that unless something is awry. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Now, what do you take from this? Okay? I'm not even done with my talking points. Go, geez. What do you take from this? Listen. Listen, guys. What I'm trying to tell you, they invested in the future, but what is that? Dontre. Why have we not invested in the future? And Nvidia, Tesla, IBM, all of them are investing in the future, yet they're being crippled. The companies that are investing, innovating in the being crippled. The companies that are investing, innovating in the future are being pursued by the Department of Justice. They are being crippled by tariffs and trade policies. Are you understanding me? The companies that were focused on innovations and technologies, they are being thwarted. They're being handicapped by trade policies, by tariffs, by global relations, and the Department of Justice. Now, here's my next question before I move over to the last part of my live stream. Here's my next question. Why now? Why now has the Department of Justice stopped focusing on Trump and started focusing on the Magnificent Seven? I'm going to repeat this. Listen very carefully. Why now that Trump is in office, the Department of Justice has stopped focusing on Trump, and all of a sudden it has turned its head, okay, like an owl, turned its head and started focusing on the Magnificent Seven? Look at the timing. Look at the timing. They were going hard for Trump when he was running for president. Now he's in power. They are focused on the Mag 7. My question to you is why? Now, this is a very philosophical, hypothetical type of question where I'm going to expand your mind. Now, let me tell you one thing about people. People are petty. Petty, petty, petty. Petty, petty, petty. Now, do you know why the Department of Justice was going after Trump during the Biden administration? Let me see if I can lead you through. When Biden was president, the Biden administration was in power. Do you know why the Department of Justice was pursuing Trump? They could. Okay, that is true. Now dig a little deeper. Dig a little deeper. Who put the Department of Justice on Trump's ass? When the Biden administration was in power, who put the Department of Justice on Trump's ass? Very simple. Come on now. Come on. Who put them on Trump's ass? Yes. Thank you. Now, Trump has been elected. Okay? Trump has been elected. Now, the Department of Justice has left Trump's booty alone, and the Department of Justice is after the ass of some of the Mag 7. Who has put the Department of Justice on Mag 7? Who, what, has turned the Department of Justice on the booties of Mag 7? No one? Jim said big corporations. Dig a little deeper. Who? Okay, I'm ready. I got C. Ray. The administration. The administration. I want to be clear. The administration. Now, what does this do? What does this do for the U.S. economy? Well, if Apple can't do what it's good at, and Amazon is not going to be able to do what it's good at because its access to Chinese goods is not there, and NVIDIA needs import-export licenses, and Tesla is having death cross signals, and Tesla can't export its humanoid robots, and Meta is in trouble, and Google is in trouble, and Apple's in trouble. Let me tell you something. The Mag 7 makes up about 30+% of the stock market's value. Out of the top 10 in the world, they make up 30% of the stock market value. These companies that make up over a third of the stock market value are being pursued in various shapes and forms. Some are dealing with the Department of Justice. Some are dealing with tariffs. Some are dealing with probes of engaging in activities with a country that owns a good portion of the U.S. Do you see what I see? Good. Now, for those of you who do not know, I live stream for about 2 hours on 2 separate accounts. There is still some information that I have not covered because I'm running out of time. So anyone who's interested in continuing this journey with me, in about 20 minutes, I will be on my other TikTok account, and I will be covering some other information that I did not get to on this account. So if you're interested in following me in about 20 minutes to my next account, feel free to do so. Otherwise, this is the portion of my live. I love you, lover. This is the portion of my live where I talk to you about money, May being money month. We are talking about money month A. Money month May. What is money month May? Money month May is when people go from $0 to $10,000 in a month. Where, ma'am? Live, love, earn. If you hear me, my other account is called Live, Love, Earn. You can find my big mouth on my other account. Live, love, earn. That is my other TikTok account, okay? Okay, so you can follow my big mouth over there. So what am I talking to you about? I'm talking about there is a limited opportunity for you guys to actually find out how to ride a current economic boom. There is an economic live, love, earn. That is correct. That is my other account. You're welcome. May is a month where people are being taught how to scale up a digital business from $0 to $10,000 in the month of May. Why? Because they're using automations. Live, love, earn. That is correct. Automations. Now, what is automations? Automations is a digital version of passive income. Now, when you think of passive income, you think of instant money. Passive income, if you do it right, is actually easy money. And it can be easy money if you are in a industry that is actually booming. Now, what am I talking to you about? I am talking to you about the e-learning industry. The e-learning industry is a part of the digital industry. It is online learning. Currently, right now, $1.5 billion is being spent on e-learning, online learning, digital products. By 2027, it is projected that the e-learning industry is going to become a $3 billion daily industry. So what I'm trying to tell you is that there is a bull industry, automation and e-learning. There is a bull industry that is booming because it's lucrative, it's very profitable, it is easy, it requires minimal efforts, especially if you have a done-for-you digital business that's already set up for your success. What am I talking about? I'm talking about plug and play. If you have a domain name, you plug your domain into the already built automated system. That means you can have a business, online business up and running within hours, requiring minimal effort. Next, you're asking, what do I offer? I just told you. E-learning products are high value, high demand digital products. Now, why is it high demand? Why is it high demand? It's only high demand if it's offering real value. If you go to Stanford, Berkeley, you go to Harvard, you go to Cornell, you look at their websites, they actually offer e-learning programs. Why am I telling you that? Because e-learning, do you have to be a content creator galore? Yes. In order to have an automated digital business that earns you 100% of the revenue without spending money on marketing and advertising, you have to be able to attract your customer. And how do you attract customers? By leveraging social media. Social media is free. So if you don't know how to attract your customers into your automated business, how do you earn $600 for one person? See, some of y'all are used to promoting lipsticks and candles and t-shirts. You're used to doing multi-level marketing and network marketing, affiliate marketing, where you're making percentages. That is a broke mindset, a broke hustler's game. I'm trying to tell you that if you have universities like Harvard, Cornell, UCLA, Berkeley offering e-learning programs because they make hundreds, thousands of dollars off of content that's already created and sitting into some type of cloud, why are you working 8 hours a day when you can work 2 hours to pay your bills? Why are you commuting for 2 to 4 hours, begging for a raise when you can have an online business that's automated that works for you 24/7, which means when you sleep, when you travel, when you have romantic time, your business is always working for you because it uses automations and AI. If you can order food online and you can find a date online, you can book a flight online, why can't you basically earn an income while you're sleeping by having a done-for-you digital business that's already set up for you to hit the ground running to your six-figure success? So when I'm talking to you about May being money month and people going from $0 to $10,000, it's because they have a high demand digital product. They have a done-for-you online business that's already built. You plug in and you get taught how to scale your income from $0 to $10,000 without any social media following. Did you hear me? Without having a social media following. That means you're paying your bills off of a 2-hour workday. Now, what does this look like? Some of you, you sell lip gloss for $10. You make $10. Or you sell some detergent or t-shirts and you make $15. Do you know how many customers you need? How many customers you need to earn $600 off of drop shipping a goddamn mug or t-shirt? Do you know how many customers you need? That is a rat race to broke. You are exerting more time, more energy on a product that will not pay you your value. Now, here's a different perspective. You have a digital program, e-learning program that's worth $600. All you need is one customer, 1 to 3 customers a week. And you could be making $600 to $1,800 in a week off of a 2-hour workday by having a done-for-you automated business online with high-value digital products. That is what May is about. So there's limited time and there's limited spaces and there's no time to waste. If you don't know who I am, you should check out my profile and you should check out my stories. People are, where do you get the content? Rams, everything is provided. Rams, there's no guesswork. If you hear me tap the screen, there is no guesswork. There's no trial and error. There's no figure it out. You will be told, showed, taught what you need to get this money machine going. So when I tell you ramping up from 0 to 10,000 in the month of May, you don't have to guess. You just have to follow directions. You just got to follow directions. It's beginner friendly. It's step by step. A 4-year-old can do this, and you can do this anywhere in the world. The e-learning industry is making so much money. And the amazing thing is there's minimal effort. You don't have to deal with creating a product. You don't have to deal with the headache, the failure, the loss of money of trying to build your own digital business. All you have to do is show up with a domain name, attach your domain to the automated system, and then focus on scaling your digital business that's done for you from 0 to $10,000 in 30 days. Next, I want you to understand this. You work for yourself. Thank you for the gift. This is not a job. You work for yourself. You earn 100% of the revenue. There's no DMing. There's no cold calling. There's no emailing. You work for yourself. You have a robotic, automated online business, and you learn how to scale this business without having a social media following. So this is how, guys, you learn how to pay your bills off of a 2-hour workday. Okay? This is how you stop spending your time promoting low value products, ebooks that's worth $20, digital calendars, digital meal. No, that will keep you broke and busy. I'm trying to get you paid and free. Listen, when you promote low value products, that keeps you busy and broke. I'm trying to show you how to get paid and have freedom. And you use an automated system. You use funnels and emails to attract your customers. And that is how you have a couple of extra grand of income in your wallet, in your bank account off of a 2-hour workday. If you want to earn 18,000, cool. You want to earn 10,000, cool. You want to earn 5,000, it's real. Go to Harvard.com. Go to Cornell.com. Go to Berkeley.com. Go to UCLA.com. Go to their websites. I can guarantee you, how much do I need to pay up front to start this? Mama, it's a small, low investment that's cheaper than your iPhone and your Android. There's a low one-time investment of $100, $300, or $600. I'm going to repeat. To begin May money month, it's a one low-time investment of $600, $300, or $100. One time. There's no monthly expenses. There's no inventory. There is no cold calling. It's already set up for you. One time. No extra expenses. What am I trying to tell you? I'm telling you, you can actually have a business that's done for you, that earns you 100% of the revenue, and you do not have to spend any money monthly on this business. Now, if you have an Amazon business, guess what? You have to pay for marketing. If you have an Etsy business, you have to pay for marketing. Any other business, you have to pay for marketing and advertising to find your customer base. I'm telling you, that is broke money. Those are broke money businesses. You need too many customers to get the revenue that you want. So that's how you do a paradigm shift. What about if you don't have any experience? Mama, that's perfect. Mama, did you hear me? That's perfect. You don't need any experience. You will be showed what to do. And even if you do have experience, you'll be showed what to do. What am I trying to tell you? It's beginner friendly. It is perfect for business owners, existing business owners who want to add automated streams of income without extra time. And it's perfect for 9-to-5ers who want an exit plan from their horrible job. So I'm going to repeat. It's beginner friendly. It is perfect for people who are already entrepreneurs who want automated streams of passive income that don't take a lot of their time. And it's perfect for people who work 9 to 5 who want an exit plan. If you want to replace your income, you can do that. If you don't want to replace your income, you don't have to do that. What is it? Vicky, go to my website. Does that make sense? This is an online business in which you can have up and running within hours. You will be showed how to scale your business from $0 to $10,000 in the month of May. There is a sense of urgency here because you will be missing out on how to ramp up that revenue. You're able to ramp up that revenue because you're not wasting your time building a business, setting up a business. You're not wasting time, energy, and effort trying to figure out, do I have the perfect product? Is this going to sell? All the guesswork's gone. All the guesswork is gone. All you got to do is follow directions. All you have to do is follow directions. Did you hear me? If you can follow directions, you can take your done-for-you online business from $0 to $10,000 in 30 days if you follow directions. This is not a job. You work for yourself. There's no multi-level marketing, okay? There's no cold calling. There's no DMing. There's no asking friends or family for help. There is no multi-level marketing, affiliate marketing, network marketing. It's none of that. It's imagine earning $600 for one customer, $300 from one customer, $100 from one customer. If you had 2 customers a day, that's $200, $600, or $1,200 of income directly in your bank account. There's daily payouts. Why is it daily payouts? Because the money goes from you, from the customer, right to your bank account. Did you hear me? There's no middleman. The money goes from the customer to your bank account the next day. So I said daily payouts. A 2-hour workday business, and you earn 100% of the revenue because there's no expenses for this business. And this business is automated. It does 90% of the work, which means you don't have to deal with rejection because your automated business handles the rejection. Did you hear me? You don't have to deal with rejection. You don't have to chase customers. That is revolutionary. So if you can accept that the cell phone exists and the cell phone makes your life easier, then what I'm trying to tell you is that there's a better way, an easier way for you to earn more and work less. And you work for yourself. Check out my profile. My website's there. Watch my stories. There are real people who have changed their life, ramped up their income because all they had to do was follow a simple 6-figure blueprint roadmap and get their income up and running. Very simple. Go to my profile. My website is there. Watch my stories. Make a decision. May is money month. There are limited spots. There's limited time. And you're missing out on adding $1,000, $2,000, $10,000 of extra income to your bank account off of an e-learning product that's already in demand, that's already proven to sell, and the automated system, it works. How do you know? Because I'm doing it. And the only reason why I'm sharing it with you is because it works. Did you hear me? I'm sharing it with you because it works. It works. The money goes directly into your bank account. There's no timesheet sign off. There's no approval. There's no, oh, it has to go to this bank account. No, it's your business. You're being taught to scale it up. There's no monthly expenses. What if I'm in Junior? You can be anywhere in the world. You can be in Australia. You can be in South Africa. You can be in the UK. You can be in Canada. You can be in Mexico. You can be in the Philippines. You can be anywhere in the world. That's the benefit of having a digital business. You're not restricted to your country. You have access to 5 to 8 billion people. So if the U.S. economy is cooling off, guess what? There's another economy that's heating up. That means if you have a high value, high demand digital product, which teaches information, and people love information because information equals money, guess what? You are set up for 6-figure financial success. May is money month. There are limited spots. So either you get your booty in gear and you don't. It's a one-time low investment of 100, 300, or 600. What's the difference? The amount of automated streams of income and how much you want to learn and earn. I'm going to repeat. What is the difference? How many streams of automated income do you want? And how much do you want to learn and earn? Do I have a link to join? Everything is on my profile. All right? Everything's on my profile. My website's there. You go to my website, you make a decision, $0 to $10,000 in the month of May. It's already started. May is here. It's already started. You haven't missed out on a lot. You have a chance to slide in and get ramping up. And if you don't know what $10,000 look like in your bank account, it's a wonderful experience, especially off of a 2-hour workday. And most of the time, you spend doing whatever you want. I work 2 hours a day. You can work 2 hours a day and have your bills paid by having this business for yourself. Thank you for the love. Thank you for your time. My link is on my profile, and I encourage you to watch my stories. My stories, you will see other people's stories on my story. So if you don't want to hear from me, you can watch other people, see what they're achieving, and you make a decision for yourself. And while you're at it, go to harvard.com. Go to UCLA website. See if they offer e-learning programs. I bet you they do. And then when you see they do, why is that money not in your bank account? It could be in your bank account. Money Month May. We're ramping up from $0 to $10,000 in 30 days, selling high value, high demand digital products. You do not chase customers. You do not pay for advertising. You will be taught attraction marketing and have them come to you. And then your automated system will handle all the selling and everything else that needs to be done. You don't have to fail your way to success. You do not have to guess your way to success. And you do not have to chase success. Learn to have it come to you. You still at work for 2 hours a day every day. What do I do for those 2 hours? Mama, go to my website. Don't be lazy. I mean, no disrespect. Don't be lazy. You ask a valid question. Everything is on my website. Go get the money. $0 to $10,000 in 30 days. You can get off my TikTok. Go to my profile. $0 to $10,000 in 30 days. You can get off. Go to my profile. Where's your website? It's on my profile. I don't give out my website. Go to my profile. My website's on my profile. I got to go, guys. I'm live streaming someplace else. Have a good night. Thank you.